how I made it right here in the booth. I'm always pursued cause of what I pursue. That's greatness, yeah, I gotta make it, I got things to lose. Boy, just wanna get in my crew, but you can't get in my crew. Me, XL, and Hoover, way too fireable. When this joint drop, better call the troops. And when you hear the drop, better raise the roof. Better raise the roof. You already know what happens when we link up. Let's go. Yeah, I got the juice. Yeah, I got the juice. Big game cool, make them look like cool. Always play it cool, that's the biggest rule. Forget what they doing, keep on doing so.
I don't wanna see you while you fall apart. Even though you told me to get back your heart, I still spin inside your orbit. Yeah. You say that I should probably start to walk away. I'm hoping that you stop and make me have to stay, cause I'm floating in your orbit. Yeah, I'm stuck in your space. It's my luck, push me away. You understand, there's nothing left to say. Pull me back, take my hand, call my name. You understand, I wanna stay. Cause I don't wanna walk away. Cause I don't wanna walk away. Cause I don't wanna walk away. Yeah, I'm stuck in your space. It's my luck, push me away. You understand, there's nothing left to say. Pull me back, take my hand, call my name. You understand, I wanna stay. I wanna see you while you fall apart. Even though you told me to get back your heart, still spinning inside your orbit. I should probably start to walk away. I'm hoping that you stop and make me have to stay, cause I'm floating in your orbit. Pull me back, take my hand, call my name. You understand, I wanna stay.
Ladies and gentlemen, everyone else, welcome here to CF1's first group stage tournament. It's round 2, group 2, and I'm Beanies here, joined alongside my co-host for the evening. We got Speezy24 joining us. Speezy, welcome to the Collegiate Valorant scene. How are you enjoying your first day? Exactly, and I'm really hoping to see some powerful round 1s coming out from the Shorty Kings. I can already smell what they're cooking there. But before we can get to the kitchen, we need to talk about what's going to be served up here for appetizers, ladies and gentlemen. And that's going to be a match between these two teams that they have already met once before. We should talk about this. In one of our previous tournaments here for CF1, we had the pleasure of watching these two teams go at it, where Ryerson actually won that matchup 2-1 in some pretty convincing games here with a score of, looks like 13-3 and then 13-10. Overall, pretty dominating. We'll see if they can bring it back this time. Well, I know you're a big fan of a certain agent that I'm hoping we'll see here tonight, as always. Shout out to We Did There and the rest of the crew from Mamba. Speezy, a big fan of Viper, hoping we can see her come out. Hmm. Yep. Hmm. Yikes. Yep. Yeah, and Speezy, I want to circle back around to the map discussion just so everyone's aware. Icebox is not available tonight. It's going to be the same four maps you've gotten pretty accustomed to over the last few months. So no worries. In later stages, I believe in November, we will be allowing Icebox. So just wait a few more weeks for that. But until we get there, knowing that Bind is our first map, it was selected by Ryerson with Stockton choosing to go onto the defense here. So Speezy, I want to get your input here. Starting out on the defense, Stockton fully aware of their choice there. What do you think is the mentality behind choosing defense first as opposed to offense? Mm-hmm. It stings. Yeah, it stings. It's like on a cold winter's day trying to catch a football. It's just the worst feeling in the world out there. Anyone who knows what I'm talking about, I'm sorry you went through that. But aside from that point, as we talked about on Bind, Stockton choosing defense first, we didn't mention, but in their previous meeting, Stockton won game one, albeit losing that series overall. So we should keep in mind now that Stockton has already taken the game off Ryerson. They've taken them deep in that series, and there's no saying that they can't one up their previous performance. So we need to keep a lookout for their first game here tonight. And as we just wait for our players here to get themselves in the game right now, I believe we had a player from one of the teams running a little late home from class because of traffic. I mean, you can try your best, but teachers are going to do what they want. It's always "they dismiss you, not the bell." Classic lines that we all know. But regardless, we are here for CF1's second round group stages, and it's going to be, I don't want to say a long night, but I want to say an entertaining night, because I'm hoping to see 3 games here. But those games always go by so quickly when you're really focused in and zoning in on them. As just trying to get Speezy's mic fixed here. Is Speezy coming in okay? All right, so Speezy just trying to get his mic fixed there. We're going to throw to a quick break here, folks, as we try to get not only the mic fixed, but we got to beat that dang after-school traffic. But when we come back, we'll be in round 2, group 2 here for CF1.
I've been making loot since like 22. Ask me how I made it right here in the booth. I'm always pursued cause of what I pursue. That's greatness, yeah, I gotta make it, I got things to lose. Boy, just wanna get in my crew, but you can't get in my crew. Me, XL, and Hubo, way too fireball. When this joint drop, better call the troops. And when you hear the drop, better raise the roof. Better raise the roof. You already know what happens when we link up. Let's go. Yeah, I got the juice. Yeah, I got the juice. Whip game cool, make them look like cool. Always play it cool, that's the biggest rule. Forget what they doing, keep on doing so.
I don't wanna see you while you fall apart. Even though you told me take it back your heart, I still spin inside your orbit. Yeah. You say that I should probably start to walk away. I'm hoping that you stop and make me have to stay, cause I'm floating in your orbit. Yeah, I'm stuck in your space. It's my luck. Put me away, you understand. There's nothing left to say. Pull me back, take my hand. Come on, name, you understand. I wanna stay. Cause I don't wanna walk away. Cause I don't wanna walk away. Cause I don't wanna walk away. Yeah, I'm stuck in your space. It's my luck. If you away, you understand. There's nothing left to say. Pull me back, take my hand. I wanna leave, you understand. I wanna stay. I don't wanna see you while you fall apart. Even though you told me take it back your heart, still spinning inside your orbit.
Gotcha. Hello, everybody. Welcome back here. It's CF1's Round 2, Group 2 of our first group stage tournament. Beanies joined alongside Speezy. And before the break, we got to touch on the two teams that were competing here tonight. Stockton University taking on Ryerson University. And as we're going to be loading up into Game 1 here shortly, Speezy, we mentioned that Bind was the first map pick. And Stockton chose defense for that map. So now let's flip it to the other coin before we get in here. Ryerson, how do they take the largest advantage possible starting out on offense?
Well, one thing I think that's extremely important and that's become very prevalent over the last couple of weeks in this Valorant meta is taking control of showers, right? With Sage out of the meta, you don't have that, hey, let's attack short A, let's put that Sage wall down and completely block off site, instant spike plant, and that's basically retake central from there. So now you have to really get control of showers, get control of the entire site before you get that spike down. So I'm really looking to see who's going to be on that Phoenix, who's going to be on flashbang duty, and the Omen smokes have to be on point. If we see a Brimstone, I'll be pretty shocked, but we can bank on seeing an Omen, and we can bank on seeing that Phoenix and Jet. So really, like I said, I really think it's going to be an interesting match as we are loaded into the game here.
Yep.
Do I have a 5-head or do I have a 5-head?
Oh man, I can already see the Gigabrain meme coming to fruition right now. Speezy taking a look at our agent selection here. Starting out on Stockton, they're going to be running Sova, Raze, Reyna, Omen, and Cypher. And then over on the Shorty Kings, we are going to be seeing a Phoenix, an Omen, a Cypher, a Raze, and a Sova. So Speezy, talk to me. What's surprising to you? And we already know what you expected.
Yeah, I think the Reyna choice is a bit surprising. She can be a nuisance if she really gets going. She's a feast or famine character. If you're not getting your frags, you're not really being a great help to your team. You get that frag, you go invulnerable, and you do a little shimmy, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yay, shimmy here. So hopefully they can get some frags out. We're going to be keeping an eye on that. Excuse me. I do like the Rays pick though, out of Jay there on the side of the Shorty King. So going to see some great paint cans and hopefully some interesting blast packs. If you're not blast packing just around the map like a madman, then there's no point in picking Rays. I need the style, I need the flavor on that character.
And most importantly, you need the clips. You need the montage clips. And the only way you get that is by double blast packing into the enemy backline. But Giswold here, trying to take some shots there onto his counterpart. The Sova player is Alden winning out this time, taking a brief advantage here for Shorty Kings. I say brief, but they're extending that. They're elongating it. They're turning that into a 5v3, and this pistol round is going head over heels in favor of the Shorty Kings, already getting that bomb down and in full control of the site.
Yeah, and that was a huge opening pick from Alden there. Really allowed them to get control of the site and make their way on. If we were looking at the minimap when that was occurring, you saw everybody on Stockton just absolutely storm their way onto that B site. And now we have No Name here as he takes out Alden, got the frenzy in hand, and this is what we want to see from the Reyna. You gotta eat big. And they clutch it up. No Name gonna get spotted by the Cypher Cam. That's a huge one. You hate to see it.
Yeah, but they already knew where she was, and if anyone's going to be able to pull this out, it would be a Reyna, albeit a 1v5 is a little bit of a tall task there, and Xylas is going to finish it up for the Shorty Kings with a nice 1-0 start here in Game 1.
Yeah, and that's a bit of a surprising start. You know, you get that opening pistol on the attack side. That's a great way to start this map off. Alden going huge with this buy. I mean, if he can do it with the Ghost to get that opening frag onto B site on Giswold to start the game off, might as well. The shot's hot. Go for it. Let me see this Bulldog. If we can follow this, this is going to make or break this second round. Because if you lose this weapon, you are out of credit.
Yeah, I think the term might be SOL, but for the time being, he's looking for that good luck here as Explosive, trying to hold out showers there. Using the Shorties, trying to one-up the Kings of the Shorties here as he waits for that close quarters engagement. But one of the big things we need to talk about here is how Omen uses those smokes. Cutting off the shower, Kyla's going to be taking down one, and getting those smokes down early on here is crucial because it gave him that avenue to just push up the site and, you know, all but confirm the plant there for the rest of his team is Shorty Kings, dropping two quickly, and keeping their dominance in tow here in round 2.
Yeah, and we saw the Shorty King really look... Oh, as Shorty himself takes one out. Oh, not able to find the right click with the classic. They're going to close this one out, and that's a great start for Ryerson University Shorty Kings. Can they close out here? Alden, you have the glitch pop. You got to make it work. This is not a cheap skin. You better be decent with the gun.
You gotta make sure you can put your money where your mouth is, literally here. And just like that, Alden is going to stay true to his Bulldog and not going to look up to give Speezy the show he wants, but he's already feeling good. 2-0 already for Shorty Kings going into this full buy round here for Stockton. It's going to be a make or break round. Yeah,
and that, like I said in the opening, as soon as we found out we were going to be on bind, the first thing I brought up was getting that shower control. And if you saw in the beginning of that round, Pav was able to throw out that hot hand and tag Explosive, pushing him back off the site and pushing him directly into the line of sight of Kylas, who was already pushed up from Short A because of that Sova recon drone. So very well done and great utility usage there on the side of the Shorty King. Stockton really got to pick it up here and maintain their utility for retakes, because right now it looks like they're just throwing smokes left and right with no real rhyme or reason.
Yeah, and that can be a really bad habit for players to get into, as No Name takes down one, falls in response as Kylas takes him down, but Explosive, feeling himself staying true to his name, is actually going to get dropped by an explosion coming out from Alden's shock arrow. Taking a 3-2 lead, though, is Stockton right now in numbers, the first of which we've actually seen in this series. So Stockton looking up here in the most crucial round yet, as they need to confirm these last 2 kills sitting here in Hookah. It's going to be up to Kylas and Alden here, 2 names we've already said quite a few times in the short span of these rounds. But with that ultimate, Omen Maybe, yes, he's going to teleport away, looking to get himself right onto A site, but he was snuffed out there. Solo can't make the play though, and Kylus, with only 5 HP in a dream, had 4 HP too much left. He plants the bomb, and now Shorty Kings are fully capable of taking this round win here, as they have control of the site, and it's really going to be putting the ball in Stockton's court, because look at the health bars here. It's basically an evened out fight here, Speezy.
Yeah, this is extremely even. Oh, as I say that, Cypher going to turn the corner. Kylus, you did it once. You can't pull off the second juke. That was a disgusting teleport right there from Kylus. But here we go. Alden, as he's been hot all day. Can you find this one? Gonna tag one onto Shorty. Pros don't fake, and neither do Alden, as he clutches up that glitch pop bulldog going to work. Beans, I mean, we have to bring it up. We have to. What the heck just happened from Kylus?
That was disgusting. Not only Kylus from Alden, those two standing tall here. They're at the top of the leaderboard here for the whole lobby. And you can see why when Shorty Kings are going to be putting on the show. And Alden only dying once so far in the game, putting up 6 kills already. A stellar performance. And I want to see what this guy can actually do here with his ultimate. It's going to be a crucial tool coming up in the following round, because if you get a good ultimate down and you snuff out where the defense is holding a site, even if you don't get a kill, you can definitely clear out one of these long routes like you're seeing here on B long.
You certainly can, and that was a great recon dart from Gizwald there, catching Alden off guard, lets him know that there's at least one player back there at Fountain. So very well done. I like the lineups. Oh, explosive, almost finds one with that wall bang here. And again, look, shower control. They're sending 2 players in showers, and they're really gunning for this one. Silas, great shot from him there, and here comes that ultimate from Alden. See if he's able to find anything, or just making a little bit of space as Jay gets dropped by Solo. That Stinger going to work, but Kylus got a Stinger of their own there.
Nice little trade coming out, teleporting to safety. So with the 3 versus 4 disadvantage now, Stockton going to have to play some strong defense, and Gizwald putting up that wall himself, lighting it up with his ultimate, going to be dropping his counterpart in the Sova battle. And picking up a Phantom is going to pay dividends here for the defense, but a teleport does come through now. So with the bomb being securely moved over to A site, and actually the site in total control of the Shorty Kings, Ryerson, or excuse me, Stockton, they're gonna have to play retake here as Explosive with a beautiful headshot there on the pad, taking him down, securing that kill there with the Marshall, and now just having to wait out that smoke. Gizwald climbing up top into heaven, going to be dropping down that recon drone as Xylus takes out Explosive. So it's going to be up to the Silva from Stockton here. He gets paranoid, he gets smoked out, but he's trying to find the angle. He just dodges out on the recon dart, and he doesn't know where the final 2 members are standing, but they're fully aware of his location. And as he tries to push forward, he tries to take control of the bomb. He can't get around this L-shaped box, and that is going to be his demise as he can't get to the bomb in time. He misses the shot. Kylus and the Shorty King cementing round 4 victory.
Yeah, cheeky ring around the rosy there as they were unable to secure the round. Hats off to Explosive, as that was a great headshot with the Marshall there. And take a look at this economy, right? Stockton is really going to be struggling if they lose this round. Meanwhile, on the side of the Shorty Kings, 8,400 on Kylus, 7,900 on Alden. They are going to be sitting pretty for a little bit. I am curious to see if any of these players can break out the operator with that cost going to 5,000 credits. It's become a little less prevalent in these types of games, and especially in these types of situations when your shots are already on point with the rifles. There's no need to switch, but I would love to see that come out maybe onto the raise of Jay. But as I say that, Pap finds one, and again, 2 players in bathrooms. This is huge.
Absolutely massive. And Showers, they're spraying, they're praying, but they can't find a bullet to connect your Explosive. With 84 HP and some shield left over, he's going to be able to get out of this just fine. And No Name shows up on the arena, coming around the side to make sure that they can get his teammate out safely. And as Gizwald also takes down one, Stockton, yet again, getting ahead early in the round. But Speezy, one of the big things we've already seen develop here is Stockton getting ahead, but Shorty Kings persevering. Shorty Kings at a disadvantage here yet again, but they still have 2 of their 3 clutchest players already are still standing.
All I'm saying is if Alden and Kylers are still in the game, anything is possible. And the Empress was just popped by No Name, and No Name was popped immediately by Kylus. And Beans, like you said, the Shorty Kings were at the disadvantage, and immediately after 2 frags and a spike plant, they find themselves up 3-2. Oh, Shorty, keep spraying triple.
Revealing area.
That's going to be a huge arrow, but immediately taken out. How does that get a charge off?
Yeah, it got 1 charge, and that's all that they needed, Speezy. They pick off Xylas, and now it's a 2 versus 2. Dose versus dose, my friend. And as we're trying to see who can win this duel, a nice little recon dart is going to get the job done. And revealed Gizmo pressuring him to take that extra step, to take that peek. Kylus taking him down, though. And with only 1 left here on Stockton, they're trying to get to the bomb, but they can't get the kills in time. And yet again, it may start differently, but the stories are ending the same every time. Shorty Kings winning round 5.
Yeah, this is a lot like a book that we've read that the Shorty Kings have read many times before. They know exactly what Stockton are thinking, it seems like, and everybody on the side of the Shorty Kings is eating well. Look at that, 3 Vandals, 2 Phantoms, full abilities, full shield, and we're going to see a force buy come out of Stockton. Don't know if I agree with this scenario here. You're already down 5-0. Save up for that next round. Just full save. See if you can take a weapon off, but I don't think that's going to happen this round.
Jay trying to move up here through hookah. As you take a look at the minimap, you can see it's a 3-2 split now from the Shorty Kings, looking to diversify their pressure. And that can definitely keep the defense guessing. But if you look at our maps, we see the raise from Stockton. Solo coming up from the backside, taking down 1. And your assault rifle means nothing against that submachine gun from behind, my friends. A flash comes through from Explosive. Pab just barely winning out that duel, but he can't win it a second time. Solo, a nice peek. Shorty won as well, but doesn't have the bullets left to take the fight. Again, Stockton, 3-2. Let's see if they can close it out this time. And Speezy, it's looking promising.
It absolutely is. If this round goes wrong for the side of Stockton, I'm looking at 1 player in particular, and that's going to be Solo. That was I don't know if you should have swung that player in showers as the showstopper finds Alden for the 3K in that round. And Solo had a great flank, saw no one short, decided to get a little risky, rolled the dice, and found that frag early on to Xylas in showers, and then immediately pushing through that. And Explosive had the paranoia, he paranoid Pab. Once you realize that Pab is paranoid, you need to push that together. So I think that communication from the side of Stockton wasn't great, but nonetheless able to get their first round on the board, hopefully finding some comfort, and they really need to at least end this half 7-5 to have a good shot going on to the attacking side.
Hey, anything's possible. I mean, for those of you who saw the N-Box game from First Strike, we don't have to talk about it much more after that, but just think about that game as we go ahead here into round 7. Pab trying to take control of U-Haul, going to lose out on the gunfight, but he can afford to take those L's with his U in his back pocket. I'm talking about the ultimate, ladies and gentlemen. But it's going to be No Name actually finishing off Jay here. It's still going to be Shorty in favor, though, and you know, Speezy, it's really just a testament here to Shorty Kings. Even though they drop 1 round, the economy that they've built up keeps them in these rounds consistently. They lose 1 round, it doesn't matter. They bounce back stronger here, and look at that. 3-2 advantage right now, a rarity in the last few rounds, and they're all but waiting to secure this final elimination on No Name.
Yeah, and one of the things that I've noticed Shorty Kings doing extremely well is they are not really taking any unadvantageous fights, right? They're taking every fight together, 2 people peeking. Yep. That's a prime example of it right there. We see Alden S swing from lamps and Xylas swing from the showers. So if Alden misses, that's an easy cleanup for Xylas, and that's exactly what we saw. So keep an eye on that when you're watching this game. If you want to learn how to play with your team, make sure you're taking advantageous fights. Make them a 2v1. Make them, just punish them with crossfires, because that is the name of the game as we get this beautiful flyover. Kylus still at 10-5. We have 3 ultimates on each side. Oh boy, this could get a little spicy as Alden gets 1 kill. That's going to be his ultimate on Sova as well, the Hunter's Fury. You can get the spike down and play off the bomb, so that's going to be a huge one. And Solo getting aggro. not what you want to see if you are a Stockton fan. Solo, it worked once in that round when you had the stinger. Not going to work again. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And Shorty Kings have learned their lesson.
Yeah, I hope it's too. I mean, they've shown to be pretty proficient in this game, and they're adapting pretty well as they're up 5-4, and that's a convincing lead to take if you're on the offense. The defense cannot handle the numbers too well. Pab using those numbers to his advantage alongside Kylis. 2 eliminations coming out. Gizwald, though, proficient with his ultimate, as we've already seen, pulling out another kill with that, that Sova ultimate, as Pab and company are going to sit down on the site, try to hold out for this 4 versus 2. It's not going to look too difficult as long as they can hit their shots, but every comeback story starts with a, it's not too difficult. Gizwald dropping down 1 before giving up his life. Didn't have much HP left at that point, so a worthy sacrifice. Shorty taking down 1 as well, so now 2 versus 1, and Shorty's going to be well capable of doing this. He takes down 1, he's looking for the second, but he doesn't see him on the right side. He can't turn in time. Pab taking out Stockton on their blind side. A 7-1 lead now going to Shorty Kings.
Yeah, and a great attempt right there from Stockton. That was huge. I mean, when I saw that it was a 4v2, you almost want to, 4v2, you want to call it off. You want to save that Vandal and full shields that you had. But, I mean, hey, once you get it down to the 1v2, why not go for it? You're already down a pretty big lead, so got to swing for the fences on this one as Shorty Kings, Ryerson University. I guess the Great White North does it a little better when it comes to Valorant. They look extremely clean right now.
Yeah, Canada coming out on top in the early bouts of this battle here as Kylis and company are going to possibly move that bomb over the A site, looking to take control. And that's really been the name of the game here for the Shorty Kings. A site consistently being the site where we've seen the bomb planted the last few rounds, and this is going to be no exception. It's seemingly incredibly easy for them. I mean, they win these duels right here. That's going to be No Name actually dropping 1, so using Reyna to her full effectiveness, but you can't shoot people when you're not even looking at them, my friend. Pab taking down No Name, and this is going to be a 4v3 retake left here for Stockton, as yet again they're trying to come back in this fight, and they do actually get a kill there off Shorty, but you can't jump around bullets, my friend. And 1, 2, 3 Shorty Kings making them fall like dominoes. It's going to be an 8-1 scoreline.
Yeah, and again, advantageous fights all over the place. You see Pab fall, and you see Kylis right there to back up his Phoenix. That's a great teammate, and that's somebody you want to play with. So the Shorty Kings of Ryerson University are playing some extremely clinical Valorant. I mean, Jay, 3-6-1, not having the best of games, but when your team's fragging out like this, you can kind of sit back, relax, and learn how to get carried. On the other side of things, right, Stockton, Solo needs to pick it up just a little bit. We haven't seen too many paint cans, at least even just doing damage. I feel like we haven't really seen anything from them at all. No paint cans that have been impactful. And why are you taking this fight, Gizwald? That's a terrible fight to take, as he gets one, but immediately falls to Xylas.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. It feels like the defense losing a member like that early on is going to be a lot more difficult to recover from, especially when you see an offense as proficient as the Shorty Kings here, who are attacking at the weak point in this armor here of Stockton, going for B site only for the moment though, because if you take a look at A site, ladies and gentlemen, that is where the real action is going to be taking place. It's 2 members against 1 here in U-Haul, and Solo has no idea where his opponents are. He uses the blast pack, but he can't get the kill. Pab and Xylas each picking up 1 there, and now with the retake left, it's going to be imminent for them to try and take these gunfights, and No Name starting it off strong for Stockton, but he's going to have to take out that member left in shower there, and Explosive is going to try and clear out U-Haul. But Speezy, they're just going to have to deal with the rest of Shorty Kings, not even on the site. They're just playing the listening game, using one of their 5 senses to the most proficient use possible. I mean, you don't even need to open your eyes. Just keep your crosshair on the bomb site, listen closely, and then drop them. Explosive and Alden doing just that. And, you know, as time's about to tick down, it doesn't look too promising for Stockton to get past that Sova ultimate, securing the bomb explosion here for Shorty Kings, and that's going to be the attackers winning yet again.
And Beans, I hate to do a little humble brag about myself, but I feel like I'm do you remember the show That's So Raven on the Disney Channel way back in the day?
Of course I do. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
I not seen into the future? I said, first thing I said, we're not going to see a Brimstone. No Brimstone. Then I say shower control is going to be huge for the attack. What do Shorty Kings do? They establish dominance in the showers in the opening couple of rounds. And then once we saw Alden with that ultimate, I said, he's probably going to get the spike planted, sit off the spike, and just wait for the Hunter's Fury. And what does Alden do right there? He waits for the Hunter's Fury, plays extremely patiently, and finds the frag. So, I mean, I'm just saying, if you need me to give me the lottery, if you need me to give you the lottery numbers, I don't know if I can do that. But if you need me to tell you the next Valorant meta, I might be able to do just that.
Well, hopefully you can tell Stockton what they need to fix their problems, and Explosive putting his best foot forward to do just that, taking down one. But the Shorty Kings are so familiar with falling down early in the round, and just like that, they even it back up to 3 apiece. So Shorty Kings are very, very good at dealing with the pressure of losing that first blood. Stockton, on the other hand, they can't seem to capitalize past that first blood. But I guess Caster Curse must have struck here because Explosive and Gizwold each picking up an elimination, and just like that, Stockton finding some life here towards the end of the first half, winning their second round.
Yeah, that's a much better round from Stockton there. I mean, you saw that beginning fight in showers, and Explosive was able to find one, but not able to find the second. So very well done. I think they are playing a bit scared at the moment. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they're not really playing what I would assume to be the Stockton game. They're not holding angles. They're pushing every single thing. So I really would like to see them. Granted, they're going to be switching to the attacking side, so I hope they have some strats planned. But on their defense, they really need to sit back, play a bit more patient. As I said, Gizwold right here. There's no need to be out that far. No need. And you just saw your teammate die, Shorty. What are you doing?
Anything he can do, I can do better, my friend. As Shorty steps into the line of fire, a valiant death there, but Shorty King's going to be getting themselves onto the site pretty convincingly. Just going to have to throw out ultimates now because it's going to go into halftime. Xylus picking up one, losing out on that Phoenix ultimate, but it won't really matter too much as 4-2 is the spread here, and the bomb actually is just about to go down now. So a little delayed on the bomb plant. They've had control for a while, and it feels like they're just fishing for kills at this point. They get the last 2, and just like that, we see ourselves going into halftime with a score of 10-2.
Absolutely, and I'm looking at it's going to be Gizwold as well as Shorty from the side of Stockton University that last round. They had 2 ultimates up. You had the Neural Theft, you had the Hunter's Fury. There's no need for you to peek long, right? You're on defense. Now you're going now on the attacking side, you're gonna have to peek these angles, you're gonna have to take these wild fights. But when you have Neural Theft and Hunter's Fury, sit back, hold the angles, and let them come to you. Find the frag, throw out that Neural Theft, and you locate the player on the enemy team. So definitely going to point some fingers, and they hopefully can go back and watch some of these VODs, because some of these fights they're taking are not pretty and they are not smart.
But you know what is pretty speezy? That nice little flyover we got from our observer. Beautiful job right there, showing off the lovely landscapes here of Bind. Not something you see too often. I mean, really, what, Jet, Omens, and I guess Sovas, for the most part, are the ones that get those top-down views of this map. And now as Shorty Kings viewing the map from a little different side here on the defense, going to try and play as effectively as they did on offense. And Stockton, it can be so difficult to come out and play offense after such a difficult defense round. And Shorty Kings are giving them a good fight right now, but No Name evening the scoreline at 1 apiece here. And the bomb plant has been put down here on the A site. So a nice quick plant coming out from Stockton, securing that money at least for the next round.
Look at the flank from Kylas. Kylas is going to be a huge part in this game right now, but he was spotted out by the Cypher camera. Oh, can he hit one? He's got a 1v2. Kylas versus the world. Can they clutch up? He knows there's a player in lamps. He won't stick it. There's no way. See? Rose fake, and so does Kylas. But the ace! I didn't even realize No Name was on the ace. Beans, you should have stopped me. You should have said something. What
He was on the roll, man.
That was that frenzy doing work, huh?
Oh, I love a frenzy. I love a good frenzy, especially when it's in the hands of Arena. You pop, 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 and then you can just heal back up instantly. It's so fun in those pistol rounds. But we got to see how they use these funds in our first buy round by the looks of it. Large one, our No Name from previously, finally going to bring his name into the light for us and buying out a Phantom here early on. Going to be really looking to secure this round, and I get it, Stockton. You need to get wins, and you need to get them now.
Beans, correct me if I'm wrong. This is round number 2. they are looking for the hardest of snowballs. They might even be looking for the snowball that built Frosty the Snowman himself, because this is a reach, but they are making it work. Stockton University finding 4 frags as a 1v4 Alden. He's got the frenzy. We just spoke about it. Can he make it work? Spike's going to be planted short. Oh, boy. Not able to find it as Shorty plays for team. Shut it down, and Stockton on the comeback. Now, Beans, all that talk about the frenzy got me thinking about my youth. You remember friendlies? They had those little, it was almost like a McFlurry, and it was called the frenzy. That's what I think of every time I see that gun. That's just a little fat boy.
You think of ice cream when you see a piece of metal?
Of course. Absolutely. You don't?
Yeah. Who doesn't? I mean, it's basically just like ice cream without the sprinkles. But then you have the bullets from the frenzy, and that could be the sprinkles, you know?
That could, I mean, they were definitely getting sprinkled in to the Shorty Kings by No Name on that Reyna. That Phoenix friends me shows me that they've got some hours. No Name has some hours on the Phoenix, because they don't just give those out to anybody. So I would like to see that possibly come out maybe next map, but right now Stockton looking really good. This is going to be the first rifle round for the Shorty Kings. Can they make it work?
Large one using that ultimate and getting one elimination, gets out just barely, looking to take this fight, and U-Haul does win it out against Path. So now with Large One being able to control the fight so well, he's going to get a third, and Large One is looking for his second ace of the half here, trying to finish off these last two, as the bomb plant is going to go down here for Stockton, giving us a timer for the round left and a timer for this ace to come out, taking that duel there in U-Haul with a little bit under half of the ultimate left here. Just waiting for that peek, does not find the first shots, but finding the leg shots, takes Kylis down. He took an arrow to the knee, and Explosives takes the final kill there, stealing the ace from his teammate, but nonetheless, they both get to enjoy the spoils of victory as they go up to their 5th round win.
And this is extremely surprising. This is, I mean, Bind to me is known as a defensive-sided map, right? You're on the defense, you have the advantage, but both teams have showed that they have the strats on offense. Beans, I'm going to say it again. Show me the operator on defense. I know you can't do it right now if you're the Shorty Kings, but you have to show me something. You stick the operator down short or down in showers and shut down the entire site. But hey, maybe they haven't been putting the hours in. As Explosive says, I've got those hours in aim labs, and finds the head of Xylus, and that's a great pick to start the round, as 2 players are going to be in lamps here. Oh boy, this is not looking good for the side of the Shorty Kings. They started off so hot, but quickly they have fallen off. The spike is actually going to be making its way into hookah and possibly going B. Stockton forced a full rotation onto A. Oh no, Shorty, just go B.
What are you doing, Shorty? You're walking right into their hands, my friend. But the bomb looks like it's going to settle itself over on A as they try and push through the site. Remember, they still have that 5 versus 3 advantage, so no matter what, if they play this as a team, they should be able to cleanly take this round here, they being Stockton, as bomb plant does go down, camera gets thrown up, Shorty trying to locate any of the remaining 3 members there on Shorty Kings.
How has
no one found just yet.
How has no one from Stockton checked lamps at all? There's still 2 players inside of A site. Like, what?
And there you go, Jay taking down 1. Shorty gets dropped and found out. Now with a 4 versus 2 here and the timer of the bomb left on them, they can't peek out of U-Haul right there. When they show themselves, that's when the ARs really start to dominate. Nicely done there. Stockton showing us some new life here, getting their 6th round win. And if you take a look at the scoreboard, ladies and gentlemen, Stockton have not dropped a single round since halftime.
Yeah, and I think it's partly due to Large One showing up on the Reyna. We saw the ace, we saw the quadra, absolutely going ballistic right now on this attacking side and putting Reyna to use. We said she was a feast or famine character, and Large One looking like it's Thanksgiving and the big dogs gotta eat.
Exactly. You know what? Let them eat, my friends. I want to see Arena pop off. It's always exciting seeing them make these outplays, and Large One is actually trying to make a outplay here, to say the least. There's 3 members on site as he goes for that aggressive swing there. Doesn't find anyone, but now stuck in Cubby there over on A short, trying to take a shot, but Alden finds his marker, taking down the catalyst here for Stockton, and it's really going to put a wrench in their plans to not have their star player and their real momentum creator for them for the rest of this round. And we'll have to see how they can handle this here, Speezy, as they're just posturing over at A, and maybe it looks like swinging over to B. Not many members here to take on, only 2 for the most part, unless a swing comes out. So it looks like B is going to be the destination.
And Alden showing off the proficiency with the Hunter's Fury again, able to find another in this round. That's going to be 2 for Alden, looking to push this advantage as Solo's going to spot 1, and Zyla's immediately spots Solo. It's a 4v2. This is doable.
30 seconds left.
It's very doable, Speezy, and Alden is going to snuff out those dreams right there. Going to be getting the first round win here on defense for Ryerson, as they are up 11-6. And keep in mind, Ryerson only needs 2 more rounds to win game 1.
They absolutely do, and this was their map choice, so we need, like I said, we need to see their defense. They have the weapons. Both teams have a pretty solid economy, other than Solo, who's going to be left at 700 credits here, but Large One will be able to afford to buy for him next round, as well as Explosive, depending on if they win or lose. So they being Shorty Kings, need to win this round to continue to keep that economy in a halfway decent spot.
Yeah, if they lose back-to-back rounds and then end up on game point, that's going to be a really tall task to overcome. But before we get to that, let's handle the problems in front of us here for Stockton. First and foremost, trying to snipe them out through these walls does actually get a little bit of damage down there onto the raise from Shorty Kings. And for the time being, Pab actually is going to take down Large Ones. So now that Reyna starting to cool off just a little bit, going down first in 2 consecutive rounds. But Solo may take the reins over for his team here, as Stockton cannot afford to give up any more rounds. They have only 2 available to give, and quite frankly, even if they have 2 to give technically, it feels like they only have 1 to give in this circumstance. And Alden is trying his damnedest to keep them down, getting a nice kill there onto Giswald. Explosive trying to avenge his teammate, just can't find the angle. And with a 4 versus 3 here in favor of the defense, Speezy, it can be so hard to come back from. And now 4 versus 2 feels almost insurmountable.
It absolutely does, and Alden is, like you said, willing his team across.
Members left. Shorty going for the clutch play right here, just sneaking himself over, going to be moving, and Kylis actually does take down Solo. So now with only 1 left standing here on Stockton, it's going to be Shorty Kings all but securing this game, or excuse me, this round win. Shorty getting down Jay, but he's still going to fall at the end of the round. 12-6 and game point here for Shorty Kings.
Yeah, and Shorty Kings finally able to string a couple rounds together on their defense. They only need 1 more, and look at the economy on the side of the Shorty Kings. They will be set for this round as well as the next, but Stockton, they have to leave it all out right here. They have 2 ultimates to work with. That's going to be the showstopper on Solo and the neural theft on Shorty. So they need to find a very quick kill and pop that neural theft. Once you have that, you have all the intel, you have the information. Make your call based on that. On the side of the Shorty Kings, though, it's going to be Kylis with that with the Omen teleport, and we also have a showstopper of their own in Jay. The Phoenix going to play for that orb. Now receives the run it back. So ultimate advantage to Shorty Kings. Let's see if they make the same mistake that Stockton did and waste those ultimates or die with them up as Solo punishes Xylaz. Trades left, right, center. Oh my Kylis.
Shorty Kings somehow coming out on top of that cluster, and you know what? Giz taking down Aiden. It's going to, or Alden, excuse me, as he is going to assert dominance in the silver matchup using this recon drone just to scout out for the moment. But the big kicker right here, Giswald has to do this without the bomb in his possession. And I do believe that Shorty Kings are aware of the bomb's location, so they can sit on that angle. As you see, Kylis up there going to be sitting on that angle over at B-Long, just underneath Hookah. Giswald coming through Hookah, and now everyone's aware of their locations. Wins the aim duel against Jay, shooting him through the wall.
30 seconds
and now it's
left.
1 versus 1 here, Speezy. Now it's a mono-e-mono, an aim duel. Who is going to get the better peek? Who is going to find the headshot? You have a Vandal, Giswald. This is where you make him maim, and you can't do it this time. Kylis picking up the 3-piece. Shorty Kings picking up the game 1 victory here in Group 2, Round 2.
That was extremely impressive play from Kylas in that final round, and Alden in those last 3-round wins to get Ryerson University across the finish line. Taking a look at the scoreboard here, we have Large One top fragging the entire game. That's to be expected on the Reyna, but the rest of his team was not able to find those frags. So very well done on the side of Ryerson again. But Stockton, they showed up a little bit on the beginning of that attacking side, and again, that being on attack on bind isn't the most advantageous position. So curious to see what their map choice is going to be and if they have those strats ready. Because again, remember, this was the map choice of Ryerson. They came prepared and they knew what they were going to do. They had a beautiful game plan and they executed extremely well.
Yeah, exactly. Ryerson showing up on the map that they wanted, an important job to do, especially when given the opportunity. And now going into game 2, you got to wonder how Stockton's feeling, because that's definitely a topsy-turvy kind of game. You start out getting dominated, you show life on the offense, but then you just have your dreams crushed when Large One goes down first in the following 2 rounds. And that was the big kicker that we talked about. Large One being alive and well in these rounds was really crucial to this comeback happening. So going into this next game, the second game in our best of 3, the match closer possibly for Ryerson, Stockton really has to pull out all their big guns. And as we said earlier, Icebox not being an available map, they are left with the 3 choices of Haven, Split, and Ascent. So between those 3, it's really tough. It really comes down to what you have prepared as a team, and this is where we get to see how practiced you truly are. It comes down to these big moments and tough situations where you really get to see what your team is made of. But Speezy, before we can get to that, before we can get to any more CF1 action, we have to take a short break. But when we come back, we got Group 2, Round 2, picking up more action for all you lovely viewers. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
how I made it right here in the booth. I'm always pursued because of what I pursue. That's greatness, yeah, I gotta make it, I got things to lose. Boy, just wanna get in my crew, but you can't get in my crew. Me, XL, and Hubo, way too fireable. When this joint drop, better call the troops. And when you hear the drop, better raise the roof. Better raise the roof. You already know what happens when we link up. Let's go. Yeah, I got the juice. Yeah, I got the juice. Big game cool, make them look like cool. Always play it cool, that's the biggest rule. Forget what they doing, keep on doing it.
I don't wanna see you while you fall apart. Even though you told me to get back your heart, I still spin inside your orbit. Yeah. You say that I should probably start to walk away. I'm hoping that you stop and make me have to stay, cause I'm floating in your orbit. Yeah, I'm stuck in your space. It's my luck, push me away. You understand, there's nothing left to say. Pull me back, take my hand, call my name. You understand, I wanna stay. Cause I don't wanna walk away. Cause I don't wanna walk away.
Welcome back, ladies, gentlemen, and everybody else. We are glad that you've stayed with us here for round 2, group 2 of CF1's first group stages. I'm Beanies, joined alongside my buddy Speezy over there, and we have ourselves an interesting series so far. It looked like it was going to be one-sided, but towards the end of game 1, we might be seeing a different story told here in game 2.
Yeah, Stockton University, if we can go ahead and go to that timeline, they really started to heat up once they got to their attacking side, which, again, is the more difficult thing to do on Bind. Both of these teams played extremely aggressive, peaking at all kinds of angles. The main difference was between Ryerson University. When they peaked together. They were taking fights 2v1, 3v1, setting up crossfires, whereas Stockton, they would peak one at a time, and it was not working out too well. But again, look at Large One on that Reyna going ballistic, but really had very minimal help from the rest of his team. So we have to be looking at somebody like Solo on the other duelist to keep up in pace in terms of frags with them. So next map, Large One, you got to pass, but Solo, you got to show up if you're going to play that duelist role for me.
Yeah, that's the real big thing about being a duelist, is you have the opportunity to be a catalyst for your team, really snowballing them towards victory, but you got to make sure you're consistent in that. And unfortunately, Large One falling in those final 2 rounds, first blooded both times, it really just set the tone for what those 2 rounds were going to be like. And moving forward here, it's really a testament to Stockton's ability to really persevere going into that second half. They were down, I believe, 10-2 was the score line. So going into that half and being able to pull out 4 straight rounds, it was fantastic to see. And you know that it wasn't just luck, because after you get past that pistol round, we saw them go full buy and super aggressive with a Phantom purchased in round 2 of that half. And then they wipe it up in the 3rd and 4th round. And unfortunately, the deficit they were in was a little too much for them. On a clean slate here, it's going to be interesting to see if they can put their best foot forward, as we're just waiting for that map selection to finish up here, folks. And as we're trying to get into this game here, don't forget, if you're a college student and you haven't participated in CF1 just yet, and you're looking for an opportunity to play, well, CF1 is a great place to look for all that college esports action. If you're looking for some hot Valorant, looking to see if your school is participating or not, make sure you check out our weekly events. I mean, we're having tournaments every week for the last few weeks. We've had the privilege of housing winners like Rutgers from week 1 and Oregon State University from week 2. So it's going to be interesting to see if someone else can pick up the torch in our third week of action here. And Speezy, I saw you give me a little look right there. What's on your mind, buddy?
I was just disappointed because I know you are a proud Rutgers University alum, and myself coming from Adelphi University, we don't have an esports program just yet. I'm starting to put things together, but we need a couple of teams. So I'm just shaking my head. I'm disappointed in my school, but hey, Rutgers, you guys can frag. Sure, in, game out, we've seen it many a time. So if you want to play against some of these big guns, make sure you sign up. Make sure you are tuned in as well to learn. And it looks like the map choice is in. So second map gonna be on Ascent. And I believe Stockton is attacking first. So it is their map choice. And Ascent is a, let's put it in the words that I can only describe it as. It's a fiesta, right? I mean, everyone's fighting for mid control. There's nothing else that you really need to worry about other than take cat, take mid, and go from there.
I want to talk to you about a little strategy where you pick up a light machine gun, you head on over to, I believe that is that B-bomb site, just waddle on over there, and then you just hold that left mouse button through a wall. And let me tell you, Sinatra made that look so easy. I want to see that happen in this game. I want to see some cheeky little wall bangs coming out.
You know what I also do want to see? Bring up that B-bomb site. I've been playing a little bit of Sova in my solo queue. Granted, I'm only gold 2, gold 3 hovering in there. But Alden is much more esteemed. We saw it last game, hit a couple of 6 shock darts, and the Hunter's Furies were on point.
Yep.
Go to B site. There is, if you're defending B site, there's a wall to the far right outside of the map. You can bounce the Sova dart off of that wall and land into B main. So if Alden or Gizwald can pull that off, I will be extremely impressed and love them forever. As we take a look at the team comp,
let's go.
Killjoy on Xylaz. Wow, love that choice.
And Xylaz, I believe, was our Cypher from last game. Yes, that's correct. Xylaz was our Cypher for Shorty King's last game. So really holding down this backline, you know, super defensive style that is crucial for any team's success. And playing that Killjoy, it's all about where you can place your utility and the effectiveness you can get out of it. But by this time of the year, she's been out quite long, so I'm pretty sure everyone has learned all the optimal spots for her. And as you can see, A site is a common one here on top of the boxes. But Kylis meeting out Explosive there on the catwalk, going to be dropping his Omen counterpart. And with the push here happening on A site, Speezy, it looks like it's going to be a very quick falling order for Stockton, as they're just falling one after another. And even though Gizwald does find one pick there, it's still going to be a 4 versus 2 split. And their Sova is incredibly low here, Shorty, 27 HP.
Yeah, and it looks like the Killjoy turret was able to find the frag there. So huge Killjoy already coming in use, and Jet, the queen, my girl, the one trick. Oh, as they're able to find one. Jay, if you're going to play Jet, we need an operator. There's no reason you pick Jet and you don't operate. So I'm looking forward to that one. And Alden, second round again. This has to be his bread and butter. Second round by the Bulldog. Did he just sell it back? He's letting me down.
it almost happened. He's just toying with you a little bit. Maybe coming out? Maybe? We have 5 seconds?
Oh, he's going with a Spectre. Oh, wait.
Oh.
Take a Spectre. I'll allow it.
Would you call that a respectable purchase?
Anyways, moving on. Bean is no longer on the cast with us. I'm going to solo host this one myself. Ladies and gentlemen, round number 2. We see the force buy coming out of the Shorty King, and mid control is established. They pushed straight through the smokes as a team, but Alden is on that lurk. Lila's able to take one, did a little bit of damage to that's going to be Explosive on the Omen. Shorty takes out Xylas. Alden, that flank comes in huge.
Revealing area. Die.
Oh, Alden, no, Beans, you're not casting. That you
You're
are
right,
on timeout
sorry.
for that
I'm in
terrible,
timeout.
terrible
I'll go
pun.
sit over here, guys.
I'm just messing with you as Large One takes out Jay and is going to get that heal off. This is still doable. 1v2. Ooh, this is insane. One shot to the big toe of Explosive will do the round as Alden finds the 4K and finds the round. That was much closer than it should have been. So big ups to Stockton in that round. Beans, once the spike is defused, you are welcome to come back in.
Oh man, the spike has been defused. I've been taken out of the dunce corner, ladies and gentlemen, but you know what? I fight the good fight for the sake of comedy. And Shorty Kings are fighting that good fight for a 2-0, not only in this game, but in the match itself, as they have dominated these first 2 rounds, mirroring their performance in game number 1. But we'll have to see if the Shorty Kings can keep this momentum rolling here, as Large One, still on the Reyna from last game, definitely wants to be a major proponent for their success. It's just going to depend on if he can find those frags, and 3rd round is the best round to find.
It certainly is. I heard it. I heard the big boomstick. Jay's got it. Show me something, Dre. You can't just pick this character and not pop off. This is like picking Yasuo and going 0-11. Once you hit that 0-10 power spike, you have a little bit of time, but Jay's got to be kidding.
Oh no, the operator goes down without an elimination. The first blood is going to be taken out of Jet's hands now with a 4 versus 5 Shorty Kings on the defense. It's always hard to play defense with a disadvantage here. An offense that's coordinated can strike at the jugular and really expose your weaknesses. But Alden, taking over the reins for his fallen comrade, will be dropping one member of the offense, evening the odds here. And Pab stepping up to the plate here after staying in that on-deck circle and going to find an elimination here onto Explosive. So a nice 4-3 spread now with 40 seconds left in the round. You still have a decent bit of time to send it over to B if you choose.
Yeah, and take a look at the mini-map. We'll see all 4 players of Ryerson University stacked up on a site as Killjoy starts to make their way CT. And I have to kind of pick on them a little bit here. You have a Killjoy who's supposed to be your Sentinel. I did see that the alarm bot went bottom middle, and it kind of slowed down the push of Large One. But you need to leave that utility on the opposite site, on the weak side site. That, if you had an alarm bot or a turret on that site, they would have been much more privy to the rotation coming out of the side of Stockton as Pab finds Shorty.
Ooh, a nice little kill. Ooh, getting a nice one there as well. That's going to be a elimination coming out from Large One, and then the quick ultimate pop there. She's looking to take some aim duels right now, unable to come out on top of that one, and Large One falls yet again with the ultimate active. That's the 2nd time in this series, I believe, we've seen that happen almost instantaneously. A solo cannot win that aim duel against Kylus. Shorty Kings get to the bomb in the nick of time, and that's going to be a 3-0 round lead for Ryerson.
Yeah, very well played from Ryerson University there. Played a very clean retake, and I have to, again, pick on Solo. You had the ultimate. If you sit off a site, you can charge that up, and it will knock the diffuser off of the bomb. So, a bit of an interesting choice there, but nonetheless, the choice was made, and Shorty Kings go up 3-0.
Speezy, the operator.
I know, it's back in Jay's hands, but Jay... I lost some faith in him, not gonna lie to you. Lost some faith when he got taken out by the operator of Large One. And this looks like a full A push, just an immediate rush.
Let's see what happens. Xylaz is prepared here, Speezy. He's got the Killjoy utility set up. 3 separate locations there. Just gonna have to see if he can make them all work. The alert, the grenade are going to be used. The bot cannot find the elimination, but Xylaz will do just that as he falls, giving his life in that trade. So a 1-for-1 trade overall, giving his team the important information that A site is fully taken over. And if you give up your life for that, sometimes sacrifices have to be made. But beautiful aim coming out there. A nice ultimate used by the Sova there over on Shorty Kings, and that's going to be a nice, not killing ultimate, but it does drop them all incredibly low there on Stockton. Solo,
what a recon dart!
Oh my!
With a huge recon dart off of the crane above the site. And that let them know position of 3 separate players from Stockton University. This is just, we're seeing more of the last game. However, it's now the players on the defense who are stepping up and going huge. But it's going to be those same players if we take a look at the scoreboard. It's still Alden, it's still Kylus, and it's still Large One for the side of Stockton who are going big right now.
And now with 4-0 being a big lead, we want to see how big that lead can really get, because Shorty Kings are going for that perfect game shutout. 4 rounds secured. They are a third of the way there and a little bit of change. But we'll see if they can do just that. Oh, look at this angle Jay's taking with the op. A cheeky little short peek, trying to catch them off guard, but the recon dart.
If Shorty peeks that with the spike, I would have murdered him if he was my teammate. But Jay also has the ultimate, and he has double updraft. They know that someone's in the in B halls. Double updraft, get a kill through the window, and get your team the man advantage. But as I say that, this side of Stockton University gonna fall off of B main and look to control mid here as we see the smokes come out from Omen. When did Shorty take damage? Did he get hit by a shock dart?
I'm not too sure, to be honest with you, but Kylis looks like he just took a lot of damage there to the face. Gonna be falling there, and large one also picking up an elimination. So Speezy, we might be seeing that Stockton resurgence much earlier in this game, but Pab getting that drop there and getting out safely, that's the power and prowess of Arena.
It absolutely is, and look at this. This is going to be the spike going over to A site. They've already taken out the turret, and look at the flank already coming in. Large, excuse me, not large. That's going to be the Reyna of Pab coming through middle. Gonna look to take over Cat, and the lockdown from Reyna. Come on, use the lockdown, Xylas. You got it for a reason. Push him off site. Now this cannot be wall banged.
Trying to just shoot through the door. Alden is going to drop one. Xylas picking up a kill with the operator there. Shorty Kings striking back here on the retake. They're fully aware of their locations. Alden going to be dropping down large one, and Shorty looking to finish off his opponents, but he cannot win the first aim duel. Pab taking him down, and that retake speed coming in from Ryerson was absolutely beautiful. Clean, short, to the point, and they get the bomb down with 7 seconds to spare. Very nicely done.
Yeah, that just looked like a bit of a team difference from Ryerson University. The retake, the communication was on point. As soon as you saw Pab pop open the door from Tree Room, Alden immediately shot that last Hunter's Fury and tagged the player that was there. So very well done. I'm extremely impressed from the side of Ryerson University. But Stockton, the game's not over. This is again an attack, or excuse me, a defense-sided map. But there is hope. Stockton, you are on the defense. They need to get at least 4 rounds here for them to be slightly comfortable, as the showstopper is going to do minimal damage, but Explosive takes out Pab here. And mid-control again, established, and Jay, hold the angle. Hold the angle into market, Jay. I know you can do it. Oh my goodness.
Oh, the smoke comes down in the nick of time, and he gets out alive. Jay gets out alive. He goes for the aggressive peek, but he cannot find it. Xylas, though, will be the one getting an elimination. Shorty responding as well. Speezy trades back and forth. We have a 3v3.
What in the heck are we watching right now?
That was...
honestly, that was something else, as players are just peeking left, right, and center. Jay able to find one with the operator, so it's still dos y dos, as my friend Beanies likes to say. And this is winnable for either side. Look at the weaponry on both sides. We have Jay with the operator, which isn't necessarily the greatest weapon to retake with, so I wouldn't be surprised if they see the swap out for a Phantom or a Vandal. But Spike's going to get planted, and it looks like they're going to try and hold from Hell? Question? Oh, it is going to be a long hold. Okay. So we have Sova on long. Neither team with an ultimate to work with. This is a Marshall. This has to be a Marshall. Oh, boy.
Nice little body shot there. Not going to get the elimination, but it does weaken his opponent. Now, both members are going to be pushing through heaven, but Shorty has the lone angle left here, and he's going to be using that Guardian, but he cannot protect the bomb site. And Alden is going to help with that retake and help the Shorty Kings take that 6-0 lead, guaranteeing going into halftime with that minimum a tie. But I don't think we'll be seeing a tie.
Yeah, I highly doubt that, Bean. Alden is
you never know.
A monster.
End box. That's all I'm going to say.
I mean, who are they playing? Immortals that game? The new look Immortals? Did they still have Dice? No, they still didn't have Dicey. They just gotten rid of them. So that's why. New team. They didn't have the synergy just yet. If Dicey and Asuna were still on that Immortals team, we don't see that come back from Andbox. But this is not Andbox versus Immortals. This is Shorty Kings of Ryerson University against Stockton University. Jay got the boomstick. Gonna peek middle. Make him pay. Ooh. Is that a jump peek?
Ooh. Little shot on the backside there. Alden looking for the wall bang. He's going to find one damaging shot. No eliminations for him, but Kylis will be taking the reins over for that one with just a recon dart to be thrown out, gather any possible information. As the bomb firmly in control, they're going to be held by Shorty, as he slowly is going to try and get through mid control, but Jay asserts dominance over that mid from the rest of Stockton. Honestly, nobody can touch him here with this operator just holding that angle. It's really going to depend on Jay missing a shot rather than Stockton being able to pull it out here. And Jay so far has not looked too shaky ever since that first blood death we saw earlier in the game.
And Jay not shooting that drone shows me that he doesn't care if you know where he is, because his op is that good. A little upset we didn't see it last map, but Jay, go ahead and shine on this operator, big fella. What a clean shot that was. But large one finds a great kill onto Kylis, doing a bit of economic damage, and Jay with the classic right click to the face, and that's round number 7. I do want to remind you folks, this is the map choice of Stockton. I don't think they saw this one coming, Beans. What about you?
Honestly, I don't think so either. When you're getting that ability to go for the map pick and then you start out on offense, more often than not, in my opinion, the best chance for you to express yourself through your decision making, through your teamwork and whatnot, is going to be on offense. And if you're not able to show up on the map you chose, getting no round wins so far on offense, I think that really just shows the difference in teamwork and the difference in practice as a team. Because, as you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Shorty Kings do things very well at a fundamental level. Just things as simple as dual peeking as a team. Kylis, though, solo peeking there is going to be able to find an elimination just fine. But yes, dual peeking as a team, getting those angles, getting those shots, that's really going to be the big difference maker for the rest of this matchup.
And you know what the difference maker is? Kylis doing Kylis things. Just, you know, I'm just going to peek long A, no problem, by myself, don't really care. Finds 2 frags, and they're on the hunt. They don't want Stockton to get out with any weapons, but Shorty going to make Kylis pay. He's got the big gun, and the wall bang. This is what I was talking about. You need the op. Show it to me. This map has so many long sight lines that the operator can take advantage of on defense, on offense, either side, doesn't matter. I feel like this gun is, you have to have it. If you don't have a player that can get this operator out and get this operator going, you and your team are going to be in a bit of trouble.
Oh yeah, I'm honestly a little speechless right now seeing Shorty Kings put on the show that they are. On a map like Ascent, it can be really overwhelming when you have that lone operator controlling mid and, you know, for that matter, rotating efficiently, going from mid, making his way over towards A site heaven, for example, or making his way towards those short B angles and catching them off guard. And it's not only the operator's ability to hit shots, but really his ability to scare people off from peaks, as it's just a quick rush over the A site, trying to ignore any chance of Jay getting a shot on them through mid, and Shorty quickly getting a plant down solo, moving while shooting, just gonna spray and pray and take down Jay. So now with one member down here for Shorty Kings, their operator has been dropped, but Kylis has taken down the Reyna, and that's going to open up all kinds of avenues here for the retake, because when you take down large one, you take down a huge part of Stockton's efficiency.
Yeah, and look at, speaking of efficiency, Ryerson still has all, as I say that, caster first, his ball gets taken out. Oh my god, Alden can get out. Oh! Such a close round as Pab on the Reyna, not able to get it done, and that's going to be round number 1 for the side of Stockton University. Beans, I told you we weren't going to see a tie, but we won't see the perfect game either.
No, we will not, and honestly, it looked very close there for Pab. It looks like he almost got stuck on that short wall there, just barely missing out on getting through the doorway, and you gotta wonder what would have happened if he got through there, but he did not. And that's going to play into the favor of Stockton, who finally get their first round win here in Game 2 of Round 2 of Group 2. It's the 2-2-2 across the board, ladies and gentlemen. You'll love to hear it as we go into our 10th round right now. Alden getting a recon dart in there. It gets one pump off, and that's going to be all that matters because it points out everybody here from Stockton. And the double pack into the enemy team is not going to pay dividends there for Gizwold, who gets eliminated there. And then Pab and Alden are just going to be in the shooting range, practicing their left click. Oh, there is going to be one actually dropped by large one, but Alas, no such luck to be found there. 10-1 now with that score, and Speezy, it's looking dominant here for Shorty Kings. They're more dominant than last game, I should say.
It certainly is, and with the frags going the way they are right now, I would be extremely surprised to see Stockton pull out the comeback, but you never know. Anything is possible these days, and with this game being still so new, we may see something. We may see some crazy tech come out, a last-ditch effort maybe, but who knows? I would love to see Jay and Reyna working together. That's going to be Pab, and we will see it here. So hopefully going to... Did they just slow peek each other?
It was a beautiful moment. I like to see it. Now it's going to be trades. 2 kills here. One team each losing a member, and now both teams losing another member here, Speezy. So even trades across the board. A good sign for Stockton.
And I don't think I'm wrong, but correct me if I am. That was a double op setup for the side of Ryerson University. There was one in the hands of Pab and one in the hands of Jay.
Hey,
both went middle and both got absolutely blasted. Pab got popped by the aftershock of Breach, and Jay just got outshot.
That's what you get with Breach, my man. That's what happens when you can clear out such a long angle. But Shorty Kings overcoming that tumultuous task of dealing with the breach and getting themselves a 3-1 lead, just waiting for Shorty to peek the wrong angle. He looks at the bot, but hiding behind the bot in a cheeky decision. Kylus, nicely done.
Is that some new tech that we just saw from Kylus? Hide behind the Killjoy bot?
I don't know if I'd call just hiding behind the robot tech. I'd just say it's a good decision.
Have you seen it before?
That's not the question at hand, but no, I haven't.
Beans, have you seen it before, Mike?
I have not.
And that's new tech. He's been in the lab. He was in Dexter's laboratory. He was calling DD up and said, Killjoy, come to the laboratory. We need to go to work. Kylus, huge play. Love that. Love the innovation. Alden's only died twice this game. Can we talk about that?
I mean, what else is there to say? Alden has been a standout performer in both Game 1 and Game 2. My choice for MVP so far, but we'll have to see if anyone else can take over the reins, because right now, the only one who could take that player of the series, in my opinion, would be Kylus, who's putting up a stellar performance as well, getting that opening kill.
Yeah, Kylus making things look easy on this moment. Finds the 3K. Can they get the 4th? He is popping the ultimate strictly. No way. No way.
God.
I thought he was popping the ultimate just so he could get his weekly tasks done. You know, he needs 25 ultis in the week, gets his 16,000 credits. But Kylus with this strategic ulti finds the right click and finds the round number 11 to take us into halftime. This is almost done. It has to be.
I mean, this is where we saw Stockton turn it around last game, albeit they had one more round win going into this at a score of 10-2, but anything is possible here. All it takes is finding that momentum, and that's one of the beautiful things, depending on which side of it you're on, of Valorant, is that momentum can play such a big factor in these matchups. All it takes is winning one round, and then your eco starts rolling, and then you start feeling your aim, and then all of a sudden you start winning out on gunfights consistently, and that confidence goes up, and next thing you know, Stockton starts a comeback. But everything I just said has been stopped for the time being here, as we do have trades coming out. Both teams going to be giving up some members, but Solo and Large picking up some kills. But I mean, Kylus getting that knife in the back and then finishing off Gizwald, it's really just all said and done here, in my opinion. Shorty Kings winning out that pistol round. They have the eco. They are going to have the weapons. And I think they're going to have this match signed, sealed, and delivered.
Yeah, and I think Kylus might be tuning into the stream because he heard you say that you were giving Alden S the MVP, and Kylus says, but wait, I'm not done. I got a little something left in the tank, because the last couple of rounds have been the Kylus show. I'd love to stay on board with him again here as they look to secure the map and the game essentially as well. So this could be a clean 2-0 as Gizwald finds one with a blast pack. Interesting choice there. All right, quick 4v3 for in the advantage of Stockton as they look to keep their hopes and dreams alive in this tournament. Kylus sees that everything is fine. Everything is not fine because, again, a double peek comes out. Pab with that Vandal in round number 2 on, or excuse me, in round number 14, but the second of the half. Tab finds one. No, okay, perfect. I was gonna say, can't let Tab get away with that. Gizwold though has something to say, gets the paint can back, doesn't know exactly where Killjoy is, and Xylas gonna be playing off site. 12 HP. Both players are low. All they need to take is an arrow to the knee, and it will be over.
Oh, but this is on a nice edge here, Speezy. Both members are going to be 1 HP in the dream. All it takes is that one bullet to hit the head, and Xylas doesn't get seen, doesn't get spotted. And Stockton, they just have to find the shots. But Xylas is playing with his food. Xylas is just waiting for them to get the hopes, to think that they can defuse it and crush them like the bugs they were. That is 13-1. Shorty Kings taking down Stockton, and Ryerson came to play today.
That was an extremely clean game from Ryerson University. We said last time these teams met, we saw a 2-1 victory for Ryerson, and we talked about we need to see these teams have some strategies. Hopefully they've watched the VOD, but it looks like Stockton did not do that because Ryerson was in complete control the entire game. And look at Kylis, 21-7 with almost a 400 combat score. That is absurd, Beanies.
That is beautiful. I mean, you said it best. Kylis heard me talking up Alden and thought, no, I'm going to take that MVP this game. And honestly, I mean, I don't know about you, Speezy, but I think Kylis actually deserves it. On top of the last few rounds he put out, I mean, his performance on Bind was absolutely incredible. Him and Alden were in the same breath almost every time we mentioned one another on Bind. And here on Ascent, he puts up beautiful numbers with that 21.75 scoreline and that 99 econ rating. You love to see it. Personally, Kylis gets my MVP.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you. Kylis was making things look pretty. He's going to get the MVP, but we can't take credit away from the rest of the team. Pab, Alden, Xylas, and Jay. Congratulations and hats off to them. The one stat that I do want to point out from Kylis as well, that to me is the most impressive as an Omen especially, is 4 first bloods. That's huge and something you don't really see from an Omen. Sure, he's got the paranoia, but if you peek first as an Omen and die, your team's out of smokes. There is nothing left for you to do. Yep. Your job as Omen, stay alive, make sure that the other team is paranoid. So that's an interesting stat, and I'm super, super excited for that. But Beanies, my man, another great cast in the books. That was a lot of fun tonight.
That was a blast. I mean, Ryerson gave us such a beautiful show right there. Really a clinic on teamwork and execution and fundamentals, because when it comes down to it, you really just got to click heads better than your opponent. And Ryerson did that to a T tonight. So GG's to both of our teams who played tonight. Speezy, thank you for being an awesome broadcast partner as always. Thank you, everyone,
to be here,
for watching at home. And thank you to production who puts on the show behind the scenes. They deserve all the love because all the beautiful sights you saw in broadcast, that was our observers. So production, thank you guys for looking so good out there. I'm looking at you, Hyproxima and Lawrence. So thank you guys. And if anyone wants to catch some more CF1 college Valorant action, we'll make sure you guys tune back in right here to this stream on Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll be bringing you all the collegiate Valorant action for the coming months. So make sure you stick here for all that fun. And I guess we'll see you guys on Monday. Have a good weekend. We'll see you then.
Night, everybody.
Yeah, I gotta make it, I got things to lose, boy. Wanna get in my crew, but can't get in my crew. Me, XL, and Hoover, way too fireable. When this joint drop, better call the troops. And when you hear the drop, better raise the roof. Better raise the roof. You already know what happens when we link up. Let's go. Yeah, I got the juice, yeah, I got the juice. Big game cool, make them look like cool. Always play it cool, that's the biggest rule. Forget what they doing, keep on doing so.
wanna see you while you fall apart. Even though you told me to get back your heart, I still spin inside your orbit. Yeah. You say that I should probably start to walk away. I'm hoping that you stop and make me have to stay, 'cause I'm floating in your orbit. Yeah, I'm stuck in your space. It's my luck. Put me on where you understand. There's nothing left to say. Pull me back, take my hand. Come on, name, you understand. I wanna stay. 'Cause I don't wanna walk away. 'Cause I don't wanna walk away. 'Cause I don't wanna walk away. Yeah, I'm stuck in your space. It's my luck. Put me on where you understand. There's nothing left to say. Pull me back, take my hand. I wanna leave, you understand. I wanna stay. 'Cause I don't wanna walk away. I wanna see you while you fall apart. Even though you told me to get back your heart, still spinning inside your orbit. I should probably start to walk away. I'm hoping that you stop and make me have to stay, 'cause I'm floating in your orbit. Pull me back, take my hand. Come on, name, you understand. I wanna stay. 'Cause I don't wanna walk away. Yeah, I'm stuck in your space. It's my luck. Put me on where you understand. There's nothing left to say. Pull me back, take my hand. I wanna leave, you understand. I wanna stay. 'Cause I don't wanna walk away. 'Cause I don't wanna walk away. Pull me back, take my hand. Come on, name, you understand. I wanna stay. 'Cause I don't wanna walk away. Cause I don't wanna walk away. Cause I don't wanna walk away.
Real love, now I see you. Yeah, you know I do, to make it through the times we had. I see it now, I see